I am about to blow your mind this morning, my friend. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but I want to reiterate it. I want to, send this straight home so that there is an understanding in you. And it is this: no, the word no is an absolute complete sentence, and it is your right to use it whenever you feel necessary. I don't know when or why or at what point we were taught to feel shame around saying the word no, or we felt as though saying no was something we just simply could not do, that we always have to say yes no matter what. And I reflect on these things a lot. These are the kinds of things that keep me up at night because I have a passion for this, obviously, and I have a passion for supporting women and being able to specifically say the word no, because so many of the clients that I work with have difficulty with this, and they always come to me and they'll say it in a roundabout way. It'll be like, I have difficulty letting people down, or I'm a people pleaser, or I have, I really want to learn to set boundaries around people. I don't feel like my boundaries are really strong. And what this ultimately boils down to is a difficulty using the word no, or feeling like they are unable to do so because that they have to respond in the affirmative if ever anybody asks them to do something. And realistically, this all boils down to this old adage that we're taught as kids, do what your elders say. You're the young person, they're the elder, so if they ask you to do something, you say yes. It's like conditioned into our mind that we should always be accommodating, be nice. If somebody needs something, give them the shirt off your back. We could sit here all day and we could think about all the cliches that have taught us and programmed us from a very young age that the word no is not something that we can just easily say. If we're going to say no to something, it better be like a really, really big deal, or it better be serious, and that's the reason you can't do it. And you better have an excuse in your back pocket if you're going to say no to somebody, because if not, you're being rude. And I talked a little bit in my Facebook group yesterday. My voice is getting ahead of my brain a bit because I'm passionate about this topic, about this idea of conditioning and how we're all programmed from a very young age with all these different, these different values or these different ways of being from the people around us. And one of those is around this word no. So many of us, myself included, have carried shame with us and actually saying no, and it's very difficult, especially some of the clients I worked with. Now, obviously, during the time together, we have worked with one another, we have worked collaboratively, and a lot of them are having an easier time recognizing that it is their divine right to be able to say no, that they don't have to agree to everything, that in doing so, they're actually living life passive aggressively, or they're doing things but they're feeling bitter about it, or they start avoiding people because they're saying yes to them all the time, as opposed to just being honest and saying, that's just, I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. I'm not able to support you in that right now. Check back with me later. It's like we would rather burn ourselves out saying yes to everybody, our kids, our neighbor, our parents, our in-laws, our boss. Like, we are trained to be yes people consistently, and that can only last so long. It is only viable for so long, and before you know it, you are living this life where you're really bitter, where you're waking up angry, like, why do I have to do all of these things for all of these people? Why is this my responsibility? Why is this falling on my shoulders? But at some point, you have to recognize that you're laying the foundation for people to be able to keep coming back. You're telling them it's okay by continuously saying yes, right? If you continuously say yes, you're giving them the positive reinforcement that they can continue to ask you for things because you just keep saying yes, so they don't know otherwise. So until you recognize and realize that it's your right to say no. And I mean, obviously people are concerned about what are other people going to think? What are people going to think if I say no to them? I mean, they're going to think what they will. What they think about you not having the bandwidth to support them is on them. It's not on you. It's not for you to take on. It's for them to kind of do some soul searching and be like, hey, why am I mad at this person for telling me no, they can't support me right now because they don't have the physical bandwidth? That's up to them to do some internal work and really kind of decipher as to why they're reacting in that way. But It's up to you. It's on you. And you have to take this seriously. You have to recognize when you're saying yes and you really want to be saying no. And it's all in the delivery. If if you clap back at someone, you'd be like, no, and you, I just looked at myself on the camera when I made that face. If you're saying like that, of course you're going to get a reaction that isn't exactly what you want. But if you can say to people, no, I don't have that in me right now. Or no, I'm not available for that today. Check back with me at a different time. You can say it in a way that feels good to you. And once you get that nailed, once you nail that down, then it gets easier and easier and easier. And once you practice it once, the next person, it gets a bit easier. But it's got to compound on itself one after another. But it has to start with you setting your own boundary and recognizing that no is absolutely a complete sentence. And a further caveat to that, it doesn't require 6 hours of explanation as to why you're saying no. That's the other piece. It's like we're trained to be yes people, and then when we finally do say no, we feel like we have to offer up an explanation that, is the next greatest novel, but that's simply not the case. You can keep it short and sweet, find something that works for you, and use it to your advantage, especially when your gut instinct is telling you you are not interested in doing this task or supporting this person in this specific way, that you simply don't have the bandwidth. And if you're struggling with saying no, if this is something you are consistently struggling with, please reach out to me, because I am working with incredible clients day after day that are now able to set boundaries confidently. I mean, it's always a work in progress. They're able to say no. They recognize their own worth. They recognize that it's time for them to to set the foundation for people and instruct people on how to treat them. And if that is something that resonates with you right now, if that is something that you're really struggling with, please reach out to me. My program is designed and built on the foundation of being able to say no. It's like the very first thing that we cover. So I want you to feel comfortable and confident in reaching out to me and letting me know, hey, Denise, I struggle with saying no. I struggle with saying no and I need some support. Let's have a chat about it. But on that, I hope you are happy, healthy, and abundant. And of course, make it a great day, make it a great day, make it a great day. It's like I'm doing like the barbell thing, but I'm also raising the roof at the same time. A little bit of both. All right, let's get to it. I'll see you soon.